Hey guys, today we're going to talk about Ready Player One, the latest movie by Steven Spielberg. In this movie, a young man he lives in a town in Ohio, I think it is, and he escapes his reality by entering a fake world, a virtual world where he has friends, he knows a pretty lady, and he has this mission he has to accomplish by reaching or finding an Easter egg in the game, and it's going to change his life and the life of every single person in the universe or the world, if you will. But yeah, that's basically what the movie is about. One of the positives about this movie are the references. Mainly, it has a lot of references to other video games, to novels, to movies, to everything. I mean, Steven Spielberg wanted to do this movie because it references a lot of his characters, like Jaws, for example, the shark and everything, and for example, mainly the car from the Back in the Future franchise. There are many references, so apparently he wanted to be the one to make it because of that. And it's really interesting. You see Harley Quinn, and you see the Iron Giant, and you see those characters, and it's kind of nice. You can play that game with your family or friends, like, oh yeah, that's the other one, and that's cool. However, I think that in the core of this movie there's a big problem, and I think Steven Spielberg doesn't really know how to talk to his audience. His audience in this case would be people that love video games, that make video games and that play video games and that live video games. He doesn't understand the feeling of playing a video game, of achieving a goal in a video game, and like getting that sword you have to get, or getting that amount of coins or money in the game, or actually reaching an Easter egg or something like that, or all the things that you have with video games. When it's that interaction, it's so interesting because video games are very different from movies, from TV, from books. It's another kind of art, another kind of interaction. And Steven Spielberg doesn't seem to understand that. He seems to understand that video games are basically like movies, and that's not it. That's really not it, and he doesn't seem to understand that. The villain in this movie is a bad guy that wants money, basically. He wants to win more money, and he's really plain. I mean, the actor that portrays him is really good, Ben Mendelsohn. He was really good in Rogue One, for example, but in this one he's kind of bland, to be honest. He's very stereotypical, extremely stereotypical, and he ends up being much less than you imagined him to be. The last scene with him is just stupid. It doesn't make any sense. And the heroes are nice, the performances are nice, basically. I mean, no one is really awful except Mark Rylance, who is cast as the creator of the game, and he doesn't really make any sense. I mean, Steven Spielberg chose this actor to portray basically a geek, a nerd that made this game in the most stereotypical way possible, and he's always like musing, and he's misunderstood, and he's like a Steve Jobs or something. Fuck that. I mean, we are done with that, with stereotyping people all over the place. I mean, finally Steven Spielberg learned how to make a proper female hero, basically, even if she's kind of supporting in the movie. But that's great. There's a great female character. That's amazing. But why should you portray a person that creates a video game in such a stereotypical way? It's just stupid. And Mark Rylance, I'm sorry, he's a great actor, but he's absolutely miscasting this movie. He shouldn't be in there at all. I mean, I don't know why he is there. I mean, even Ben Mendelsohn would have done that character even better, I think. I mean, apart from that, the other characters and performances are pretty good. Visual effects are really good. The sound design, production design a little bit. There's a scene in the middle of the movie that is so good. It's so great, and if the movie had more of that, it will be more entertaining and more captivating, and it would bring people that love video games and movies and experiences in general together to watch this movie. But it really doesn't achieve that. This movie should be an experience. It should be all about feeling things, and it doesn't really make you feel a lot. I mean, there are even some scenes that are extremely boring that make you like wait for the next action scene, and that's really not good for a sci-fi movie, basically. So that's what I think about this movie. It could have been so much better, to be honest. I think Spielberg may not have been the best director to make this movie. It is based on a novel, so who knows, but it has been already done, and if someone else wants to try again they would have a hard time doing that. I mean, after this, it would be kind of difficult, I think, but whatever. This is what I think about Ready Player One. Please comment down below what you think about this movie. Please like this video, share the video on your social media, and of course, subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye.